Hi kindergartners, it's Mrs. Richards. We're back for week 5. All of this learning is just going so fast. Remember, when you take out your Think Stretch book, you always start with your reading log and you make sure you read 5 days in the week. Color in a fence post every time, write down the title of the book and the date that you read it. Or if it has the days listed, so I guess you don't have to write down the day. So our first activity today for this week is to write about a book that you've read, and it says draw your favorite character or your favorite part of the book down here, and then you write about it up here. So I brought a book to show us today. I love the Pout Pout Fish. So this is a book about the Pout Pout Fish, and it says on the title, "You Can Do It, Pout Pout Fish." So I'm going to read this book to you, and if you want, you can do your writing about the book that I'm going to read to you, or you can do it about a different book. You can do it, Pout Pout Fish. Here's our title page. You can do it, Pout Pout Fish. We're going to see what fish he's going to do in this adventure. I do see he's got a paintbrush and some paint down there. And on the title page, he's got a backpack, so he must be going to school. Mr. Fish was about to pout. Then he had an idea. It was a big idea. It was a fun idea. "I can do it," said Mr. Fish. Looks like I see some thinking bubbles here. He's got an idea. Looks like he wants to paint something. "May I help?" asked Mrs. Clam. "No," said Mr. Fish. He did not need any help. "May I help?" asked Mr. 8. "No," said Mr. Fish. He did not need any help. Looks like his friends want to help him, and he's saying no. "May I help?" asked Mrs. Squid. "No," said Mr. Fish. He did not need any help. He swam away. He worked. And he worked and worked. So there we see him doing his work. But his idea did not work. "I can't do it," said Mr. Fish. He's got some beads of sweat coming off his face. He's getting frustrated, and his paper's all crinkled up. Blub. He felt alone and sad. "Yes, you can do it," said his friends. "You just need a little help." Mr. Fish and his friends swam away together. Now it looks like they're going to work as a team to get something done, because I see everybody's got some utensils there to work with. They worked and they worked and they worked. Ta-da! It looks like they drew a picture of themselves and they did it together. "What a great idea," said his friends. Mr. Fish smiled. "What great friends," he said. So he has some good friends that are good helpers. Helping others is always a good idea. No pout about it. And there he is, super happy. He's got another little buddy down there. So now if I was going to do a response on this book right here in my Think Stretch journal, I would write the title of my book. So I'm going to hold it up and you can pause it if you want to. That's the title. And then you would write something about your favorite part or your favorite character. So I really like this part in the story right here when all of his friends worked together. It looks like they're being very determined. He's got his tongue kind of sticking out. Sometimes people do that when they're thinking hard. He's really holding the paintbrush good. This friend looks like she's dipping her paintbrush into some paint over there, and they're working as a team. I like that part. So I would draw a picture of that right here, and then I would write some words. I liked when they worked together. Now you don't have to do the same idea Mrs. Richards did. You could pick a different idea in the book or write about a character in the book that you liked. Remember to have finger spaces between your words. Only the first letter of the sentence is uppercase unless it's the first letter in someone's name. Otherwise, every letter's lowercase, and you end your sentences with a period or an exclamation mark if you're excited, or a question mark if you have a question. Then that's the end for that day for writing. You go back to reading response journal, and then you turn the page. This one looks like this. they give you an example right here. You have to look at the picture and circle the word that matches the picture. So if you didn't know that this word said cat, you would have to look at the cat and say, what does cat start with? Cat. Oh, I hear that C sound for ka, and I would circle the word that has a ka sound. The next one I'm going to do with you, this is a cake. So I look at the two words. This word starts with an O, like lion, and this word starts with a ka, like cat. So which word would go with cake? Cake. Which one has a ka? If you said this word, you're correct, and you keep going until you get to the bottom. On this page, you have to do some adding, and you have to match to the best answer. So I did an example here. If I was doing 5 plus 2, I might have to draw some pictures or use a little diagram to help me. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like those a little bit bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2. And then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I match to number 7 down there. 5 plus 2 is 7. You could even do a number bond if that's what would help you better. 3 plus 3. We've got 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2, 3 equals how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the answer up there. 1 plus 2, 1, 2, 3. There's our answer. So you're just drawing a line to the correct answer, which is what you have to do on this page. And I think I forgot to say before you do this entry, make sure you do your reading response sheet for the day. So on day 4, you do your reading response sheet, you turn the page, and you get to this math page. It has some shapes on there, and it says at the top you have to count the number of shapes and write the totals in the box. So you look at the pictures, and you come down here to the little gray box, and it says how many circles. When you go through, you count all the circles, and you write the answer. Then when you finish this, you can go around your house and count how many circles you see, and maybe write that next to the other answer. Go around your house and count all your squares. Go ahead and write that next to that answer. On the last day, you finish your response sheet over here, reading response sheet, and you come to our bonus activity which says pretty patterns. They want you to make 4 different patterns in each box, and it says make patterns with noodles and cereal. Repeat each pattern 3 times to make a full pattern. Draw your patterns here. So I'm going to do one with you. I grabbed some noodles and I grabbed some shells that my kids had that they were playing with the other day. I'm going to move this so you can see it better. Okay. And I'm going to grab my pencil. Okay. So the first pattern I'm going to make is an A, B pattern. So it's going to repeat itself 2 times. Here we go. We've got a little shell. That's a macaroni shell. A, and then an actual seashell. B. Did I call this a shell? It's pasta. Silly me. So we've got pasta, and then we've got an actual shell. So pasta shell, pasta shell. What would come next? Pasta shell, pasta shell, pasta. Yep. What would come next? Pasta shell, pasta shell, pasta shell. Okay. Then I would take my book and I would draw my little pasta right there. Pasta shell. Pasta shell. And I would keep going. See how I did that? I tried my best. Then I clear it away and I make a new pattern. Maybe I want to make an ABC pattern. I'm going to keep my pasta over here. Pasta, shell, and I got one of these pretty glass beads. Bead. Pasta, shell. What would come next? Pasta, shell, bead. Pasta, shell. If you said bead, you got it correct. That's called an ABC pattern. And then I would draw that down. I could also do an AAB pattern. That's going to take my pasta like this. So it's going to go 2 times for pasta. Pasta, pasta, then my shell. Pasta, pasta, then my shell. What would be next? Pasta, pasta, shell. pasta, pasta, shell. 2 more pastas to complete that part, and we would end with a pasta, pasta, shell, pasta, pasta, shell, pasta, pasta, shell. I've got 1 shell right there to use. That's called an AAB, AAB, AAB pattern. Or I could do an ABB pattern. That would look like this. Let's try that one. We've got my bead here, bead, my glass bead, shell, shell, like this. Bead, shell, shell. Bead, what would be next? Bead, shell, shell. Bead, shell. How would we finish it? Bead, shell, shell. Bead, shell, and 1 more shell. It would look just like that. Bead, shell, shell. Bead, shell, shell. That's an ABB. ABB pattern. You can find patterns all over. You can find them in your house. You can find them outside in nature. Patterns are so exciting. Patterns are things that just repeat themselves. Lots of books have patterns and pattern words and words that repeat themselves. There were some pattern words even in this book that I read to you. Let's see if you can figure out what the pattern words were. His friends asked him, they said, "Did you need any help?" And he said, he did not need any help. "May I help?" "No," said Mr. Fish. He did not need any help. "May I help?" "No," said Mr. Fish. He did not need any help. Do you hear some repeating words? These words. He did not need any help. Those are some repetitive words in our book. So our book had some patterns in through it too. I hope that you had fun learning with me today. I'll be back another day to learn more with you. I miss you so much. Bye, friends. I'll see you later.